Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. Chrysler revamps its management structure, GM may still import cars from China, and Mercedes comes up with some wild new safety technology. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, June 11, 2009, and now the news. Fiat CEO Sergio Marchionne is not wasting a second. He completely revamped Chrysler's management structure yesterday. Former Toyota executive Jim Press is now deputy CEO and reports to Marchionne, and this is just me talking, but I wonder how long that is going to last. Steve Landry, who ran sales and marketing, and Frank Clegan, who ran engineering, are out. Marchionne also changed the brand structure at Chrysler. Now each brand, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, will have its own president and CEO with full profit and loss responsibility. Before, they were just kind of glorified sales managers. Mike Acavity, who spent his entire career at Chrysler and who was one of those glorified sales managers at Dodge, keeps that brand, but with all the new responsibilities. Michael Manley will be running the Jeep brand. He's been with Chrysler since 2003, but spent most of his career in England, where he was born. And Peter Fong, who spent most of his career at sales and marketing at Ford, will be running the Chrysler brand. He's only been with Chrysler since last year and is so new the company couldn't even come up with a picture of him. Daimler is developing several innovative new safety features. One is an inflatable metal structure that provides greater crash protection. Think of it as a metallic airbag. It could be used as a side impact beam. Normally, the inflatable structures are folded up like origami, but when an impact occurs, a gas generator fires, expanding the metal section, giving it greater stability and crash protection. Another technology the company is working on is called a braking bag that's mounted to the underbody. Think of it as kind of like a parachute for cars. If a vehicle detects a crash is imminent, it fires the braking bag to drastically slow the vehicle down. The bag is made of a high-friction material. First, GM said it would import small cars from China. Then the UAW objected, and the company decided it'd make those cars in America. But according to the Detroit Free Press, GM has not really ruled out importing cars from China. Troy Clark, the head of GM North America, said he did not believe the company agreed to a ban of Chinese imports and would not rule it out. And Chinese automaker Beijing Automotive has expressed an interest in acquiring Volvo. According to the Wall Street Journal, Beijing Auto is going to meet with Volvo management today in Sweden. Beijing Auto's late entry is expected to draw out the bidding process, which was expected to wrap up sometime this month. 2 or 3 more bids are in for Volvo, including Geely, yet another Chinese automaker. Hey, coincidence or not? The BBC reports that China stopped importing several models from Renault, saying it found safety problems in the French-built vehicles. But the timing of the ban is kind of curious. The Beeb says 3 days ago the Dalai Lama was granted honorary citizenship of Paris. That move was condemned by the Chinese government that called it a grave interference in its domestic affairs. Coming up next, it's time for You Said It.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
And now it's time for some of your feedback. This is You Said It. You know, we get all kinds of comments and questions from you, our viewers, and You Said It gives me a chance to respond. Alex Kajdi asks, I see a lot of similarities in body styling between the new Tesla sedan and the Jaguar XF. Is Tesla getting their bodies from Jaguar like they were doing with Lotus for the Tesla Roadster? Oh, Alex, you're going to hurt the feelings of Franz von Holzhausen, the guy who designed the Tesla Model S and who recently left Mazda to do that car. The XF, by the way, was designed by Ian Callum. And Pedro Fernandez says, I was wondering if the Fed, who are now part owners of GM, will ever buy any Ford products to resupply their fleets when it becomes necessary. Very interesting question because the answer's not what I expected. Your timing is impeccable, Pedro, because I got the press release on this yesterday. The government just bought about 18,000 new vehicles for $287 million. It bought 4,000 Chryslers, 6,000 GM vehicles, and 8,000 Fords. So no, GM and Chrysler are not getting preferential treatment just because the government owns a bunch of their stock. Alex Kovnat writes in to ask, seems to me that if reducing CO2 is that important, why not offer either a voucher or income tax rebate proportional to how much CO2 emission is being prevented so as to encourage people to do the best they can in this regard? You know, Alex, there's been so much debate about how to do this bill, but what they're doing is sort of what you suggest. You have to buy a vehicle that gets better fuel economy to qualify for the cash for clunkers. And right now, the only way we know how to reduce CO2 is to improve fuel economy. Hey, don't forget to tune in to Autoline After Hours tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern or 2300 hours GMT. Joining me, Peter DeLorenzo and Jason Vines tonight is John Mendel, the Executive VP who runs the Honda and Acura sales divisions. As those of you know who watch, this is a very different kind of show. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow and tonight.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.